Hello everybody and welcome to my channel. This is a little bit of a different background. I'm just trying new things at this point, but anyway, today's video is going to be another anti-haul. I do want to mention that I post new videos every Sunday, Tuesday, and Friday, as well as bonus videos throughout the week. They usually tend to be mostly about makeup, but currently I am putting out some vlogs and some travel kind of content, so that will be up in addition to the makeup kind of content. So there's a lot of stuff going on my channel, so if you want to check it out, just check down below and you can see all the videos that I have, and I do have a lot of them. So anyway, that being said, let's just get into the video, shall we? Okay, let's just get started. Okay, so I Love Sada is coming out with a new collection with Dose of Colors, and she seems to have an eyeshadow palette, highlighters, matte liquid lipstick, and 2 glosses. Now, I haven't even tried her ColourPop collaboration. I really want to try her Ariba liquid lipstick, but this looks like an interesting collaboration with Dose of Colors. Will I be getting it? Not really. I was looking at this the other day and I noticed that the eyeshadow palette looked really appealing to me, but then the only color that's appealing to me in that palette that really just catches my attention is like this beautiful like greeny blue color, and I don't want to buy an entire palette just for one color, so I will not be getting the palette. Also, the lip colors, I mean, at this point I prefer nudes that are more yellow in tonality because I have so many pink nudes at this point, so I don't need really any of this. I also don't need the highlighters. I mean, I have so many at this point that I do not need more, so I will not be getting this collab. Also because I'm not necessarily a fan of her as well. I mean, I don't really, I think she's I guess she's an amazing person. I just don't watch her videos. So yeah, I will not be getting this collab. Liquid highlighters plus Metal Crush Extreme highlighters by Kat Von D Beauty in 4 different shades. I will not be getting this because, I mean, initially I was like really drawn to this because I do like interesting colors and interesting finishes, and I feel like this collection or this launch has those has those factors. But then I was thinking, well, these are marketed as highlighters, and see, here's the thing, I prefer a more opaque shadow. So if it's a highlighter, it's not going to be as opaque as it would be if it was like a Metal Crush eyeshadow, you know. So I was thinking, I mean, would I be using this if I got it? Would I really use it up? And I was like, no, I probably wouldn't. So I decided not to get it. So I will not be getting this Kat Von D launch anyway. So I will not be getting the Kat Von D launch. And then Smashbox has a new summer collection. And looking at it, I was like thinking, this is something that looks like it would have been launched last year, you know, because right now I feel like everyone is a little bit sick of like the warm tones because we had such like a saturated market of warm tones in recent years, and I think that everyone has sort of like kind of simmered away from it. People don't seem to be as excited as warm, like when it comes to warm tones anymore, and I am one of them. As you can see by my eye makeup, I don't really like warm tones anymore, plus I like colorful colors more often. So I am looking at this and I'm like, there's nothing in here that really appeals to me, plus the warm tones, I'm kind of over them. So I'm not really looking at this collection and thinking, oh yeah, this looks so interesting. I'm not really interested, you know. So I am not getting this really at all. Next up, Zoeva is coming out with a new eyeshadow palette. There isn't much information about it. It's called ICI apparently, and it looks like a pretty interesting palette. This is another palette from Zoeva that I'm thinking I wish I lived in Europe because it's so difficult to get Zoeva here in the States. It really is. But this palette does look interesting. I think it's a great palette, but is it enough for me to like go through all like the hassle of actually trying to get it because of the shipping and all the stuff? No, I mean, I don't think I need it, but it looks like a really nice palette, and if I lived in Europe, then I'd want it really bad, and I still really like it. Whenever I look at makeup in general, I tend to always sort of like self like critique it in my head, I'm always thinking, is there a way to make this palette or to make this makeup product even better, you know? And with this, I'm thinking, if you took away the bottom left shade and also the second shade on the top row, it would be a much better palette in my opinion. I mean, I haven't seen these colors swatched, so I don't know. Maybe those two colors look amazing, but honestly, those two colors to me, they look a little bit boring. So I feel like if those two colors were taken away and it was like an 8-pan palette, it would be a really great palette in my personal opinion. I mean, of course, that's just my opinion, so you know, I tend to always do that whenever I look at makeup. It's just, I don't know, a weird thing of mine. Next up, I have the Morphe Brushes 39A palette. I was looking at this last night and I was like, I was having like an inner struggle with myself because I was like, I saw this when it first came out and I was like, Anya, I don't want to get it, because it was limited edition and everyone was stressing this is gonna be gone, and when it's gonna be gone, it's gonna be gone forever, because this was a holiday launch. This was launched, I think, around the holidays, I think, and then they came out with it again, and they're saying it's because of popular demand, and I actually believe that. And I don't believe that in a lot of cases, because sometimes companies like to take products and market them limited edition and then create like demand for it by making it like exclusive and limited quantity and all that, and then they come out with it again and they're able to get more people to actually buy their product. You know, it's a marketing scheme. But looking at this, they were saying that it was going to be sold out, and when it was sold out, it would be gone forever. And then that's how it was initially, but then every single YouTuber seemed to be putting out tutorials and favorites videos with this palette. So I do think that people were like, Morphe, can you please launch this palette again, because we're seeing tutorials and we're seeing videos with this palette and we just want this palette. So I think that Morphe kind of listened to their customers in that manner, and they launched this palette because of popular demand. And do I want this palette? Yeah. And I'm kind of like thinking, I kind of want this palette more than I want the Jaclyn Hill like Morphe Vault collection, honestly, because I saw that Vault collection and I mean, it was interesting. It was an interesting concept. I really like the idea of having like different palettes for different like color stories and all that jazz. But then looking at this, like, I like these colors a lot more than I liked Jaclyn Hill's colors. And you know, like, I feel like I want to get this palette, and if I do get this palette, then I won't be getting the Jaclyn Hill Morphe Vault collection, because the colors do seem like slightly similar. So I don't want to get both because I feel like that might be a little bit wasteful, but I might be getting this because I really like it and I've wanted it for quite a while. So if you joined me last week, then you would know that I mentioned Laura Lee coming out with a sneak preview of her new palettes that she was about to launch, and I was mentioning that I was really excited that she was coming out with some colorful shades, but I was questioning whether or not her fan base would be interested in purchasing a colorful palette, because she does seem to be someone who puts a lot of like neutral tutorials out. But I saw this and I was very excited, because turns out she is actually coming out with 2 palettes, and each of them are 6 pans. One is a very colorful palette, the one that I feel very drawn to, and then the other one is a neutral palette, the one I'm not drawn to, but I feel like a lot of people will be. So this, I feel like, is a genius idea. I love this idea because really everyone is happy. The colorful people are happy, and the people that don't really like color are also happy as well, because you get 2 palettes and you don't have to pay extra for shades that you won't be using. I really like how she has several shades of blue in this palette, because a lot of times companies that come out with colorful palettes, they tend to do just like one red shade or one pink shade and one orange shade and one yellow shade and one purple shade and one blue shade. You get what I mean? Like, it's just like one shade of everything. And when you're trying to create a makeup look, you don't typically use one shade of every color you're using. You get what I'm saying? Sometimes you want like different shades to add more depth and add more definition to your look. And so I really like how she incorporated like several shades of blue in this palette to make it easier for people who like color to be able to create more depth. So I definitely think I will consider getting this colorful palette because it looks great. I like it a lot. So Smashbox is coming out with a new cover shop palette. It is going to be a colorful palette, but I will not be getting this because in the sneak peek it just, these are all shimmery colors, you know. And see, here's the thing, so many makeup brands, whenever they come out with colorful palettes, they're not matte. And it's kind of like, how are you supposed to create a colorful look if you don't have any mattes in the palette, you know? So it's kind of like, these colors are pretty, but I already have a lot of shimmery, colorful colors already because every brand comes out with them, right? So I will not be getting this. I don't need it. All right, moving on. Sugar Pale has some new liquid lipstick shades inspired by late night sin with your BFFs. I don't know about you, but when I'm with my BFFs, we don't even have any makeup on and we're just watching BuzzFeed Unsolved. The liquid lipstick on the model's lips looks really dry, and I think that they have like little flakes of glitter, which I don't know about you, but I don't find this really attractive, and I don't really want like this on my lips because it looks dry on them, so I feel like on me it'll be really dry and uncomfortable. So I don't really wear liquid lipstick that much anymore, so this doesn't look very appealing to me. Plus the flecks of glitter, like, no. Urban Decay has a new lip mousse, apparently are including like a little spatula so you can apply it. I don't really like the idea of lipstick in a palette or like in a pan. The only reason I like it is, where is it? I'm not sure where it is, but I have my Anastasia Beverly Hills lip palette and I really like that palette, and that is pretty much the only exception to my thing where I don't like lipstick in a pan, because that palette I can just like mix and match and I can mix my own shades, you know, and it's fun. This, like, it's just, I would prefer like a tube of lipstick, because this honestly like means more work for me for no reason. So I don't really want to like be applying my lipstick with like a spatula or like a brush. I just don't have any patience for that. I prefer like a bullet when it comes to my lipstick, so I will not be purchasing this. And Havana Undana, basically Camila, I'm so sorry, Camila Cabello, I'm so sorry, I can't pronounce names. Anyway, she's coming out with a new collection with L'Oreal called Havana. This looks interesting in theory, but I don't think I'll be getting this just because none of the actual makeup appeals to me. I mean, I love the song and I love the singer, right? But none of this makeup actually appeals to me. So if looking at it from just a makeup standpoint, I don't like it, then I won't be getting it. So I will not be getting this one just because it's just not a cup of tea. Okay, so moving on. Okay, so Pixie by Petra is coming out with some new highlighters and glossy duos. I think that these are like liquidy eyeshadows, and this looks interesting. I might pick up the liquid eyeshadows at one point because they do look kind of interesting and very kind of fresh. My camera stopped again. I love my life. But anyway, what I was saying before I was rudely cut off was that I am interested in this one shade, so I may or may not be getting this. I'm not sure. I mean, okay, in these videos I say I may be getting this or I would like to get this, but then what happens is that sometimes I forget about the product. So it's like, if I forget about something and I don't get it, that probably means I never needed it. You get what I'm saying? Something I will not be getting though is the new Milani Cosmetics eyeshadow palettes that they have announced. These are just neutral palettes, and I might have been interested in this at some point, but right now I'm not, because I'm just more of a colorful person right now and I tend to wear more colors, so these do not interest me, so I will not be getting these. Now, moving on. I'm not sure if I talked about this before, but Kylie Cosmetics is launching the summer 2018 collection. By the way, okay, I will not be getting this, but you guys know, like, you guys know my spiel with Kylie Cosmetics. I just don't like the inconsistencies, blah, 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 blah. I've been over this. But I just wanted to mention it because I wanted a chance to talk about Kylie Jenner. Okay, she's like the top, she's like the youngest self-made billionaire, apparently. Forbes is calling her that. And I'm saying it in like quotation points, quotation marks, because apparently everyone has an opinion. I do think that she worked and she earned her money, so I do think that she is self-made, but I also think that she had a little bit of help when it came to her family already being famous, but that's just another story. I'm so jealous of her. I'm not jealous of like her following. I'm not jealous of all that. I'm jealous of the fact that she is like my age and she's already this like wildly successful businesswoman, and I'm like sitting here and I'm like, I don't know what to do with my life. So I'm like thinking, like, you know, that's what I'm jealous of. So like whenever I'm seeing that cover, I'm like, okay, that's serious envy right there. You know, but I just wanted like a chance to mention that and, you know, share my feelings with you. But moving on, Pat McGrath is coming out with some lip balms, and apparently there's these like sparkly lip balms. They look cool in the swatches. I don't see myself wearing this, you know, and enjoying it particularly. And yeah, I mean, it just looks like sheer glitter on the lips, which I'm not that into at this point. I'm not really into it. Maybe at some point I will be interested in this, but now I'm looking at it and I'm thinking, will I wear it? And then I'm also thinking, probably not. So obviously I will not be getting this. Pure Cosmetics is coming out with Sweet 16 Happy Birthday Collection, and it's limited edition, so you know I won't be getting this really, because I'm not really a person that gets limited edition stuff, because then I can't really mention it after like a few weeks. So yeah, but this looks interesting, but yeah, not really interesting. You know, I'm not too into this. I mean, the packaging looks cute and all that. I like the packaging a lot, actually, but the actual products, I'm like looking through them and I'm like, this isn't really interesting to me, so I will not be getting this. I wanted to mention this real quickly. This is from Zuri Cosmetics, and it's an eyeshadow palette, and it's inspired by the African sunset, and it looks quite beautiful. It is a lot of warm tones, so if you like colorful warm tones, you might like this palette because it looks quite interesting. However, I don't think I will be getting this just because I'm not really that much into warm tones at the moment. So like I said before, I'm not interested in that, so I will not be getting this. Okay, so Ace Beauty came out with this Paradise collection, and it looks really cool. Like, I love these eyeshadow colors. They look so interesting, so colorful, and I'm interested, you know, like I'm interested in maybe trying these out. I don't know pricing. I have no idea. Apparently it's coming soon, so I will keep a lookout on this and I will consider purchasing it. I'll consider it. They do have another version of the palette. It's more of like a pinky reddy tone palette, and I feel like I'm more drawn to the first one, but I just wanted to put in the second one just in case you guys are interested in getting this palette. I have not tried Colored Rain before, but this looks quite interesting. This is like a launch of some of their single eyeshadows, and these eyeshadows look very colorful, and I think all of them appear to be mattes. This looks quite interesting, so maybe, that's a maybe. I think I might be getting this because these look like really interesting eyeshadows, plus I would like the chance to try out Colored Rain because I've never tried out the brand before. So yeah, this might be my first Colored Rain tryout. Yeah, I don't know why I said that. Okay, moving on. So Colored Rain has some lip glosses. These look interesting. How much are these? I don't know. I'm kind of interested in the blue. I don't know if I'd wear it though. It looks like a nice color. See, I don't know if I'd wear it, but it looks like a nice color. Would I wear it? I don't know. Should I get it? Probably not then. But okay, see, I feel like the colored lip trend is a trend that I really like on other people, but on myself it's kind of weird because I don't think it would look as good. So yeah, this looks like something that looks really pretty, but I don't know if it will be suited for me, so. Lorac. Okay, Lorac is Lorac, the Lorax. Lorac is coming out with a pro palette number 4. They're turning into like Urban Decay Naked palettes, honestly. Okay, the first 5 shades in the top row look like the same shades. They look like the same thing over and over again. And I know that these are like slightly different, they're different undertones, blah 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 blah. But like, this is a collection of neutrals, and am I interested in that right now? No. Okay, this is something that might be interesting though. I have not bought lashes in a long time. I'm talking like 3, maybe 4 months, even longer probably, and that's because I always tend to reuse my lashes until they literally fall apart, because that's just what I can afford. So this might be something I'm interested in because they seem to be pretty cheap for lashes, $12, and they look pretty nice. So I might be trying this out. It's from this company called Makeup Shack. I'm not sure if I said that already, probably didn't. But these are quite fluffy and quite interesting, so this might be an interesting thing to try. Alright, I feel like this happens every week at this point. A company comes out with like a concealer range or a foundation range or some kind of like face range, and they fail miserably to be inclusive. Right now, this week, this award, or I'm not even sure if it's supposed to be an award, goes to IT Cosmetics. Honestly, I'm just burning companies left and right here. But okay, I'm looking at the swatches that they have on this on Trend Mood. I'm like seeing 1, maybe 2 shades that would work for deeper skin tones, and then I'm seeing like an entire spectrum of like light to medium shades. What is that? Like, why is this happening like smack in the middle of 2018? Why is it going on? Why can't you just be a little bit more inclusive? I hate ending a video on a terrible note like that, but like okay, I really wish the companies would be more inclusive, honestly, because there's so many people out there that love makeup, and they're companies with the resources and to make shades for everybody, and when they don't do it, like, I just ask myself why. But yeah, I mean, on a more positive note, I am hopeful that this one day will be a problem that we don't have to see. We're seeing it right now, but I do believe that there are people that are willing to change that. So that's me ending this on a more positive note. So thank you so much for watching till the end of this video. This must have been a pretty long video because I did have a lot to talk about. So thank you for watching me. Thank you for joining me till the end of this one. Thank you so much, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye guys.